want you to know that you never have to be alone. I want you to know someone's always here for you, and I hope you believe it's me. Yes, I hope you believe it's me. Oh, I hope you believe it's me. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Invisible Man. As you can see, both Angela and I are dressed up as the Invisible Man and the Invisible Ma'am. I think my costume's a little bit better. Okay, I cheated. Sorry about that. There we go. That's because I made the big effort. Now, I was going to come as Doctor Who, but my bow tie's all screwed up. But I do have my sonic screwdriver. There you go. Hope you're all impressed. So I hope everybody can hear the audio. I don't have the, I'm not monitoring it separately, but if someone can give us a shout, make sure you can hear us. That would be great. So today we've got a couple of great songs, but first I'd like to ask you all to like the stream. So share it, whichever platform you're in, and tell all your friends about us and invite them to the Invisible Song Club group and all that other good stuff. And we'll see if we can build up the members of this song club so we can have a nice long chat together. And there we go. So, song club. What is this about? Angela, what is the song club about?
You gave them a tough one to start with. First of all, I think we should say Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yep,
Halloween, Mark, Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Now it is, of course, All Saints Day, but we will pretend that's not the case.
Yeah.
And I am wearing my Sunday go to meeting shirt. Okay. Okay, so we've got I'm just going to pull up my notes here so I don't get lost, as I often will if I don't have them. So if you want a bit more information about this song club, you want to see some previous episodes, you can go to justidiots.ca and theinvisibleman.ca as well. The URLs are on the bottom, if I can figure out which angle, down there, right under each of us. We also have Facebook pages for both of those projects, and we also have the Invisible Song Club group. So that's where you can find us. That's where you can hang out, and that group you can hang out during the week, and hopefully we can keep the conversation going throughout the week as well, not just for half an hour on a Sunday. So the first song today, what are we going to be talking about for the first song, Angela?
Well, the first song is by Dan Mangan, and it's called Troubled Mind. And I thought it was very interesting, Mark, that Adam's song is called, oh darn it, what is Adam's song called?
Yes, that's what it's called.
What's our called?
I've got to bring my notes up. I've listened to it 1,000 times this week. It is Troubled Mind.
Welcome to it's welcome.
Oh, Adams. Sorry, Adams. Yeah, sorry, welcome to the Madhouse. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of Dan.
I'm getting Madhouse. Yeah, before I forget again.
We're getting
but I thought it was interesting that we both picked songs that were about troubled mind.
It wasn't coincidental. It was not. It was not coincidental. In fact, Angela, you said that you wanted to do Troubled Mind because we're perfect for Halloween, and then I thought I know the perfect song for Halloween, so it was actually your choice that inspired mine.
Okay, I thought it was totally by accident.
It wasn't by accident at all.
Also,
no.
The other thing that was interesting is Dan Mangan is originally he's a folk artist. His music is branched off much from folk. He's not totally folk anymore. He's really experimented and does a lot of great stuff now, besides folk, I mean. So, but the thing was that Adam and the Hellcats are a rock band, but I found that both songs sounded like 80s new wave. Did you hear any of that? Did you catch any 80s new wave when you were listening?
Not on the Adam and Hellcats one, but yeah, definitely there was definitely something retro about Dan's stuff. Now, having said that, I've been listening to Adam and the Hellcats for a while, so it's not it's not quite as fresh to me as it is to you, just because I already loved the Welcome to the Madhouse before the news went out that they were even re-recording it a little. And
I recommend you re-listen to Welcome to the Madhouse with new ears, because I hear some retro in that as well. Anyway, let's ask Alexa, who is Dan Mangan?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
She doesn't always work. Alexa, who is Dan Mangan?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Okay, didn't we test this before the show and she was fine?
Yes, we did. We'll test it with Adam and the Hellcats a little later as well. So we'll.
Yeah. Anyway, the Troubled Mind song. It was released a couple of years ago, actually, and Dan himself has expressed that he was feeling, he was feeling terrible about the state of the world a couple of years ago, feeling frustrated by it all, as a lot of us were, I think. He's actually recently just published a song called There's a Tumor in the White House. He did that just last week, published that song, There's a Tumor in the White House. So I think we know where he stands politically.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty brave, given that he, he's a Canadian artist and they all want to travel through the US. And so he stated his feelings quite clearly, and
right.
might be a problem for him in the future. But the Troubled Mind song, like I said, I really found it was a little retro, a little 80s new wave, which is a departure from the other stuff that he does. The video is a lot of fun, and I really liked the song. I thought it was really entertaining. The more I listened to it, the more I liked it, actually. And I'm not sure what to tell you. I want to tell you about Dan. So let's try Alexa just one more time. Alexa, who is Dan Mangan?
According to Wikipedia, Daniel Mangan is a Vancouver-based Canadian musician. He has also been a contributing writer for The Guardian's art section, Monte Cristo magazine, and Huffington Post Canada, and has won 2 Juno Awards. In 2003, at 20 years old, Mangan completed his first set of recordings, an EP of simply recorded acoustic songs called All at Once.
So there you have it. As Alexa said, Dan is also an author, and that comes through very clearly in his songwriting skills. He's very good at storytelling, which explains his original folk roots. That was his first choice, because you can tell stories when you write folk music. He has won 2 Juno Awards, but he's also been nominated for 2 Juno Awards. He's won 2 Polaris Prizes, and he's won a Canadian Music Award too, I believe. Okay. So he's been very recognized in the Canadian scene as a songwriter. And this particular song, Troubled Mind, I thought was a bit of a departure from the other stuff that he does. It actually had a different sound to it, and that's what brought it to my attention, as well as the fact that we're doing a Halloween theme, and I just thought it would be fun to talk about troubled minds during Halloween.
Okay, let's have a little clip. We are tied to very short clips, just because of the copyright algorithms are going to shut us down. But we've got a 20-second clip of each of the songs, just to kind of give you a feel if you haven't listened to them already. So here we go.
What the hell is wrong with everybody right now? Everywhere I look, it's the same sound. Haunted by the melody, haunted by the melody. Sometimes it gets ahead of me. Ahead of my mind, it gets ahead of me. Gets ahead of me, haunted by the melody.
Well, there you go. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Sorry about that. So that was the Halloween Gremlins. I was too busy looking at my notes ahead of time. So sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so I made the mistake, as I'm sure anyone else that was did with the song as well. I'm sure many people did. Watch the video and tried to make sense of the song. And though the video completely jarred me, I'm like, what's this about? So I ended up having to, fortunately, in the video there was the lyrics were already there, so I scrolled up so I couldn't see the video and listened to it a couple more times, so I could judge it just a little bit less distracted. Like I said, there was something retro about it. I couldn't put my finger on it. It did sound definitely something experimental, and it did kind of confused me with the upbeats, because it has that nice shuffle on the drums. Sounds like a nice song, a nice happy song there for a few bars, and then the lyrics come in, and then you've got the keyboards that just kind of bring it down, and you think, oh, this is something a bit more serious. So there's a lot of emotion just in diverting my expectations, because I was expecting something else. But I did actually find it kind of catchy. It's not sing-song catchy. It's not like I could, I know I've got the lyrics in front of me. It's not like I could sing the song, but it stuck in my head. And I particularly didn't help me listening to it 10 times in a row. But it was definitely something. Yeah. So it was, I think it really came across as original. My original thoughts were, it became across as an original piece, and my thoughts towards the repetitious lyrics was like, well, this should be getting boring, but it really kind of doesn't. And I'm just going to give you an idea of how much, did I pull those? Let me just pull up the lyrics for that song. There's a verse I wanted to read out, just to show you just how repetitious it is. Here we go. So just towards the end, haunted by the melody, haunted by the melody. Sometimes it gets ahead of me, ahead of my mind. It gets ahead of me. That's actually, obviously, there's no story in this song other than it's all a lot of emotion. And as the song gets going, it gets really quite chaotic. The instrumentation just seems to get a little loud, just a little bit of, I don't know if distortion is the right word, but it kind of all works together for that rush. Everything's happening, and you kind of got that feeling of, a good video would have been having someone standing still in the middle of a boulevard for a busy road, and then just watching time lapse as the cars whiz by. That's kind of what I felt, and I think I would definitely feel the emotions that he was obviously trying to catch out. Now, when I went back to watch the video, what was amusing was that he says in the description to the video that the video was intentionally the opposite of what the song was about. So you wanted to see what the reaction was. So that's kind of interesting as well. I think now I'm familiar with the song. I think they both work very well together. It was just that, but it just didn't seem to work initially. So those are my first thoughts. Did you have any further thoughts on that?
No, I agree with what you said. I just, like I said, the song is a bit of a departure from the other work that Dan does. I found it a little different, not entirely, but a little different. There usually is a little more story in Dan's songs. He is recognized very much as a songwriter, and he does tell stories. And in this song, of course, that tends to be what appeals to me, is a song that has a lot of feeling and a lot of percussion, and maybe a little less story. Maybe I like to make the story up in my own head. I guess maybe that's why. But I would be interested to hear what other people have to say about it.
Yeah. So just looking down, there was some chatter going on in the group right before we started talking. Shalene was just reminding everybody Guy Fawkes Day is coming up, which was a big deal for me when I was a little boy, but we don't really celebrate it here, so it kind of I tried to keep the traditions alive, but there are laws against using fireworks in your backyard in the city of Winnipeg, unfortunately. Now, what Adam did say when you were talking about the retro sound was that he said, I've never heard that said about me before. And there might be a reason for that. I mean, some of their influences are kind of they're a couple of decades old. We'll talk about that when we get to him, though. Oh, we do have Shalene has a comment. So, Dan Mangan, Troubled Mind. I have some of his CDs. This song is from 2018, but the lyrics are totally applicable for these times. Mangan said Yeah. So Mangan said the struggle to maintain any kind of mental equilibrium in the day-to-day, as we are bombarded with fake news, sensationalized swipe culture, and increased access to the woes of the world. We are the voice of reason, or just the faintest sound. The song observes but does not preach.
Yeah.
And I actually, I think
Thank
that's,
you for that, Shaneem. I actually listened to Dan in a couple of interviews, and he talked about how becoming a father had changed his attitude about a lot of things, and he's a lot more outspoken these days about things that he doesn't agree with, in terms of his position as a father and wanting a better world for his children. So I think that's reflected in the song as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was actually an interesting piece because, as you know, I like the I'm a songwriter, lyricist. I like to go for that more poetic language. So initially, I'm trying to figure out what is this about, and I'm trying to find the narrative. Once I got past that, though, and actually the like I said, the repetitive, simple lyrics work very, very well, particularly as they're coming very, 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 very quickly. So definitely worth checking out. And as last week, your pick, I had not heard of the musician then either. So yeah, someone else I've discovered through this process. So I'm definitely going to be checking him out some more as well. So I think that's a great song. I recommend it for everybody here. I'm not seeing any more comments, so maybe we can move on. So Adam and the Hellcats, I'm going to set this up here. I've known them for a few months because they were actually on guests on the Invisible Man show there, and they're going to be guests again in a few weeks. Probably one of our more popular shows, as it turns out. Very friendly, very likable people. Obviously, we wouldn't have them back otherwise, would we? But the song "Welcome to the Madhouse" it stuck with me because the first time I heard it, I'm pretty sure it was when they were on our show and they did it live. So they had some of the parts recorded, but Kywin and Adam did it live, like right in front of us, and that's when it kind of stuck with me. And it was like, I really like where this is going. It has a decent mood, and quite catchy as well. In the same way, you wouldn't necessarily be singing along with the words, but it's a song you remember. It's gonna stay with you. So Adam and the Hellcats are from Bristol, and I can't remember how long they've been together, but for quite some time. They recently just signed up with a new management team, and they've recently released their new single, "Welcome to the Madhouse." As it turned out, it just by chance it happened to be released yesterday. Because I knew the video was coming out. I hadn't realized the single had been re-recorded as well. So this all worked out really quite well. So we got a great recording. So did you want to talk about the song, or do you want me to go straight into it, as I'm doing lots of talking?
No, you can go straight into it. Go straight into it.
Okay. So what I really liked, and I made the mistake as well watching the video while I'm listening to while I'm doing my review, while I'm writing my notes down. And actually, Tom Feasy says, "I've known Adam a long time." I'm assuming they're related as they share the same last name. What was I? Yeah, so I was watching the video, so I got very distracted by the video there. I hadn't really spent that much attention to the lyrics, and as let's try and listen to the lyrics, I just kept getting drawn back into this rather creepy video that they got. I thought it worked really well. So onto the song. Here we go. So I thought that like I said, the video was completely different from the other video for the other song, right? Because this one took a literal approach almost to the subject matter, whereas the other one was very, very abstract and almost and the opposites. So so it starts with what I would say is a spooky howling, wind sounding vocals kind of pulled me in. You could see where it was going right away. The keyboard coming in sounding like a church organ. And then, of course, as the music came in, like the classic horror show trope, it was a big jump scare. The music's coming in now, and you jump out your seat. So it set the scene really nicely right at the beginning. It's a very full energy rock song, and the chorus is like it's catchy. I mean, maybe you will be singing along to it, but so it's I bid you welcome to the Madhouse, and that kind of repeats a few times, and particularly when you've got the lead the male lead and the female backing vocalist bidding you welcome to the Madhouse. You get that real feel that you're in there, and as it progresses, you get the that spooky keyboardy sound, and there's a fairly long keyboard break. And you kind of get that feeling as it goes on, and as the vocal ranges change. It's one of the vocal ranges, sorry, where Adam is now singing the backup for the chorus, and Kywin's now singing the lead. And at that point, it really starts to get quite chaotic, and you kind of get this feeling of a Dickensian England with the in Bedlam, literally in the madhouse, with the chaos going around. So I thought it was actually, so it was really, obviously it was a favourite of mine before I selected it for this. And the lyrics are, I think they're pretty quite spot on. They're snippets of how you feel. Like there's no real narrative in this one either, but there are snippets of how you feel. This is how it affects me. This happens, like a politician will base on, because he doesn't know how bad it is in here. I'm not quoting the lyric exactly, but and there are a few like that as well. So I think it really picks up. You end up in that chaos. The madhouse delivers. So I think it was a very well-rounded song. If I was to have anything to say, it would be that keyboard solo does seem a little long when you're watching the video because the keyboard player is a bit stationary. But I think that would be, other than that, I really don't have very much negative to say about this at all. Or anything, really. Well then, Adam, great song, love it. go out and buy it, everybody. Okay.
Yeah, Mark, I really like this song. I didn't even think the lengthy keywords were a bad thing. I listened to the song when you shared the link with me. Initially, just the song itself, because the video wasn't out yet. The video came out for Halloween, so it was a very good pick for our little Halloween show here. And I thought the video was really funny. I really enjoyed it. And Adam and the Hellcats is a 7-piece band. Like, holy cow! I always get thrown off when bands are that big. It's like that's a big band.
Yeah, I think they're 6. I think they're 6 now.
And,
I think
it's 6 now.
I believe so. Yeah. Actually, no. I got a picture. Let's see if I can pull the picture up without. I forgot to do the audio clip, so maybe we'll do that in a second as well.
Oh, sure. I just wanted to say though that I just asked Adam now online
7.
if the girl in the video was band, and he said yes, she is. So you see that little blonde girl there?
Yeah, that's Kywin. Yeah. So we've
video.
Yeah, Kywin and Adam's in the middle. If you haven't figured it out, they were both on the show, on the Invisible Man show. Yeah, there you go. And you know what? We did skip the clip. I think it's definitely worthwhile hearing that 20-second clip. So let me. Bid you welcome to. Oh, sorry, I'm singing along. All right, here we are. Okay.
Really nice guitar.
So we actually had Adam says 8. They're an 8-piece now. 8. So it's even bigger.
God.
So I went the wrong way. I knew there was a different number, but it was it had gone up and not down.
That's
there we go.
A big band.
Yeah. In fact, I think they did a live show from their practice space. I remember seeing all of them lined up, and they would look really small on the screen. There were so many of them. Anyhow, so Shaleem has a comment. Let's have a look. So Adam and the Hellcats, welcome to the Madhouse. The first thing that hits me was the production value. It sounds excellent, ready for any radio station. It's catchy but not overdone, and there's a nice amount of creepy atmosphere in it. You won't get sick of it with repeated listens. I totally agree. Some of the choruses unintelligible, like the 2 minutes and 2 second mark. Alice Cooper fans would love this. Oh, because that was a period. It was some of the words were unintelligible. Period. Alice Cooper fans will like this. Right. So those are 2 different statements. Okay. Thanks, Shaleem.
Shaleem, very specific there with the 2.02 mark there.
I believe he's listened to this before. He's actually, I believe he became a fan when he saw them on the Invisible Man show as well. So, yeah, there we are.
Very good. Yeah, here we are introducing music to our fans and our club.
Yeah, and I would say actually, probably more so for the other shows we've done. This is only our 2nd episode. Is that we invite people on the show who are not necessarily this kind of music that we would listen to. And I do all the booking, so if we were just to do that, we would be very limited in the genres that we have on. But there are certain qualities. Are they good at what they do? Are they professional? And you can say there's quality here. And I'll bounce it off Phil and Ryan. And if I'm not sure, they say, yeah, I like these guys. These sound good. And then my horizons have changed massively because of the rock and roll stuff that Adam does. I wasn't listening to this time last year, right? And I started to listen to it, this kind of rock leading up to it. So this wasn't it wasn't suddenly out of the blue. But yeah, all those different genres that we have been playing with, really just the world is so much brighter now. The world's got so much more to offer. Anyhow.
With Oh Just Eat It, I actually really miss going to live shows because what I would do,
Right.
I cover Canadian indie bands, and what I would do is randomly pick a show to attend and not really even do any research beforehand and just be surprised. Either they're totally horrible and I never want to see them again, or I just became, their biggest fan. So.
Yeah.
And it's that experience of just reaching into the Cracker Jack box and finding something new all the time and really exploring the music scene, because in Canada, the music scene is so rich. And actually, I heard something interesting about Winnipeg the other day.
Okay.
A musician was saying that they tend to, an Ontario musician was saying they tend to travel through the country, and Winnipeg ends up being the final gig before they go home. So they've already, as they tour, they're getting better and better, playing their songs. They're more practiced. They've been out on the road, just having a great time, working really hard. By the time they land in Winnipeg, they're doing fantastic. And it ends up being the best show ever here in Winnipeg. So it's no wonder people in Winnipeg love going to live shows for touring bands, because that's what they get.
That would make sense. That would make sense. I was wondering where you were going to go. I thought you might say that, and they're so tired they hardly make an effort. I thought that was maybe where you were going, but yeah, practice makes perfect, right? After all. So we've got Tony Feezy says, I always get into trouble for going too fast on the live play of Madhouse.
Well, you missed the conversation beforehand. Tony Feezy said, I've known Adam for a long time, and then Adam said, "Be quiet, Dad."
Oh, hello, Dad. So you've known him for a little bit longer than I have, then, I guess. Okay. So Shaleem says, became a fan, and there's no turning back thanks to the Invisible Man show. Thank you much, Shaleem. And he says, also miss the shows. I also miss live shows so much. I used to blog about the live shows. Then I would just post reviews on my Facebook page. And Adam, and then Adam.
Shaleem and I should talk. I think we have things in common there.
Yeah. And then Adam says he's the drummer.
Oh, Tony's the drummer. Okay. Yeah. Well, leave it to the drummer to cause trouble. Yep. Right?
That's right. Because drummers are known to be perfect in their timekeeping. Although they have a bad rap, but not as bad as bass players. Yeah, well, I guess Ryan's not here. Ryan's watching.
Oh, we're gonna get some hate mail now. We're just in the bass players who get hate mail. Drummers can take it; they can take the teasing.
I think sometimes they do have to. Yes. Okay. Just gonna switch to my notes again. Where are we at? This is funny, because I've got so many windows, so many documents open here, right? Okay, so that was a couple of great songs. I think that I think the rule is that if everyone hasn't figured it out, if one of us doesn't love the song, it doesn't get selected. So you're not going to hear songs that we both hate. It's never going to happen. So there's a reason why you got two great songs. It's because one of us, before we started, thought this was a great one and worth sharing with the world. Okay, any last thoughts before we just wrap everything up? Angela?
We're trying to stay on schedule today, so we should probably stay on schedule for this one.
Well, if we can do the closing minutes, it's probably okay. But yeah, we got through in half an hour though for the meat and
I know,
potatoes.
right?
That was great.
We're good.
Yeah. We can only get better. We got a couple of comments. Adam says he's constant trouble. We're talking about Tony.
He's good about the drummer.
Yeah. And Shaleem says, have you picked the songs for next week? We've picked half the songs for next week. That is, Angela has.
Angela has a list, and Mark doesn't.
I don't have the list yet. I've been doing a few other things like just setting everything up at the back, on the back end for the show and stuff, and and a whole lot of other projects. Which, if you follow the Invisible Man Show Facebook page, you will actually see. I'll do some updates and let you know what's going on. We got a couple of things we're going to announce this week as well, so we'll let you know what's going on there. So now, as far as that, I think that's the end of the show. So if you haven't already shared and subscribed, please do so now. Or you can follow our Facebook pages, go to the YouTube, both the YouTube channels, and subscribe, because there's going to be some different content on Angela's Facebook page, Oh Just Eat It. This is being live streamed there to ours. So go check those out, both the Facebook pages and the YouTube channels as well. So next show, we'll let you know in a couple of days what the songs are. And so if you any information about Angela and I and our projects, Oh Just Eat It, go to ojusteatit.ca. Everything's there. Go to theinvisibleman.ca. You'll find all the information you need there. And in both cases, if you don't find it, there's a contact form. Fill that out. We'll be glad to answer your questions. Okay.
I'd just like to add that I've received some feedback from some people that they either don't have a Facebook account, or they're having trouble linking on Facebook when we go live. I'd like to say to those people, your comments are still welcome. Please make comments wherever you can, on Instagram or on our YouTube channels. You can comment under the videos, and we will read your comments the following week and help you participate that way. So we want everyone's participation.
Yeah, and we'll definitely be replying online as well. If we see your comments, one of us will jump on and even if it's just a like or we'll comments. So one way or another, we'll acknowledge you. So I think that's it. We've got so Shaleem has a comment, that final comment here. Angela convinced Mark to attend the WFF next time it's on. Is that some kind of wrestling? WFF?
I don't know what WFF is.
No. Well, we'll find out. He'll probably clarify that for me offline. He's never been. Oh, Winnipeg Folk Festival.
Oh, okay.
No, that's what it is. That's right. Because I've been working. It usually comes up at the last minute, and I've only had 2 or 3 weeks vacation, so it just doesn't happen. Yeah. So next time it's on.
They're not doing online folk festival, are they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I haven't heard.
Yeah.
So he says anyway, Dan has played there. That's where he saw him. There you go. Okay, with that last comment, then we will bid you all a good good Halloween or All Saints Day, whichever side you're on. So thank you very much.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Stay safe. Thank you very much for joining us.
Indeed, and I'll just keep you safe here. There you go. You're all fixed. Whatever ailments you had, I just fixed you. Right. Anyhow, that's enough of that silliness. We'll catch you all next week. Thank you very much. We'll see you at 3:30 Central. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you then. Bye.